Welcome to Open Mind Industries Podcast, The Mind Unleashed. Sit back, relax, and unleash your mind. Hey guys, welcome to episode 34 of The Mind Unleashed. It has been a while, as we always do. Let's give a few shout-outs to the supporters. This one's going to be pretty short, so let's do it. It's going to be CAS. That stands for Cinematic Aerial Services. That is Daniel Weisenberg's new name for his company, Drone Shooting Pilot Certified. Daniel is going to be giving you guys a special offer, $175 per property. Now, what that does mean, it means he does anything from roof inspections to stuff like that, to cinematography, if you're doing a music video, commercials, anything for your local business, and you're trying to get a good aerial shot or just cinematography shooting for your thing. He's offering the $175 for those who need in Orlando who are trying to get their houses on the market, real estate, stuff like that. The deal will be $175 per property. So if you're looking to get some really good aerial photography done professionally done, so when you're trying to show a client, or you're trying to make sure your roof or anything for construction is done, please check him out. Links will be down below. Okay, as we always do, man, let's start this podcast off on it. It has been a while. The last one I did post was a remix of the old episode. That was our anniversary date. What's been going on since then? Well, I've been doing some prototype testing for a friend of mine, my coworker, who's been needing some assistance with her cane, and something I've wanted to try for a while, using ninjaflex, their line of filament. And pretty much what I came up with prior to that was a 3D printed grip that would slit over her cane. You just kind of roll it over the cane, and it would fit properly for absorption for carpal tunnel and shit like that. It worked out when I first did it. It came out good. However, when I went to, bring it to work and test it on her cane, it didn't fit as it should, so I had to make a lot of trimming with, pair of scissors and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I didn't come prepared with proper adhesive and stuff like that. So the makeup artists that I work with over there, in the area, they were willing to help me out with a little bit of stuff to use. So I ended up using a contact cement. That didn't work at all because the rubber and the TPU filament would not stick. Hence now, it's been a while. I'm working on the grip again. I had to come up with a new solution, and I'm going to show you some of the prototypes that I came up with during last week, and tell you what the results pretty much been. It's been quite weird, and this is one of the prototypes, and this is with ninjaflex. Barb at 3D Printy NY, filled me in on a lot of filament and told me, if you're trying to get the print to print faster with TPU, you should probably want to use something like Cheetah from ninjaflex. Cheetah is a little bit more durable. It's kind of like a semi-flex from Ninja, and this is the Cheetah here, printed fucking beautifully, and it's from ninjaflex, their line of filament. And it was printed on the CR10 printer. I'll go more into that in detail in just a few seconds. Pretty really good. It has a really good, rigidity and stuff like that. The goal was to get it around her cane and kind of glue it in, but you wanted to make sure it had enough rigidity to where it could squish when you grab it. Your hand can kind of squish on it. And this was prototype number 2. And I worked, said, what? Cheetah worked really well. It prints really well. However, even with semi-flex, it's not going to work out for the thing that we're trying to do. So I said, what? Let me try to get ninjaflex into the CR10 Mini. And any kind of CR10s. I checked online to all the hubs, stuff like that. And that was the biggest thing. Can the printer print flexi? And the question is yes. It can. It does take a little bit to, to finagle the extruder to do it. And then you kind of just wiggle, push it all the way to the line. You gotta... I didn't know because I'm a stupid idiot that the CR10 does have a little clamp you can push. It unlocks, and then you can slide the filament in and then relock it into place, and you're good to go. I spent fucking 30 minutes, man, with a fucking pair of tweezers trying to get it into the driver gear for the extruder. It was fucking crazy. I'm such an idiot. But anyway, now that I know how that works, I had to think about how I was going to print this. What infill I was going to use, because originally I went to 100% infill. I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. But this was done at, I want to say, about a good, what did they say this was? Probably about 30, not even 30, probably about 20 or less. Or less, 15 probably, yeah, 15% infill. And I really wanted to get the rigidity. This is what ninjaflex can do. It can mold around any object. Now, getting the infill correct took me a minute because I was like, okay, I tried this, and I'm going through prints right now, and now I can't recycle any of this, but I can use this for other things. I'm thinking about using the recycled material into something else. But I ended up doing that. Then I said, you know what, let me add some curves, stuff like that. So the infill that I ended up going with for the final print was 30% on the newer grip, and it's got a nice rigidity, nice flex to it and stuff like that. And it was printed in this stuff ninjaflex, but this was prototype number 2. And then I had some issues with the bed not leveling, and it was just my error because I've all. And this is one of them. How good it actually prints, you can actually see right through that. But I ended up doing curvatures because I'm like, you know what, it would have a nice curve shape and it would fit the hand properly. I ended up scrapping that idea because, as you guys saw there on the top there, it didn't finish up properly, and I had a couple clogs and stuff like that. And that was actually due to the extruder not be heated enough. And Ninja has been really weird. On the Robo, even though I put a new extruder out when I first got it, because everybody recommends the E3D V6, which I highly recommend, with Bowden. That likes between 222 to 225. Not too hot, not just like you want it to have it like a nice drip, but with maybe a little retraction. I do have retraction enabled on my CR10, and it works well. Excuse me, I've been up since 8 o'clock. I've been working all day. So it really does work well. I didn't know really if I wanted retraction, wanted retraction, didn't want retraction, but it worked well. So I ended up taking out the curvatures. I've got a couple of those here. Now this was a third prototype with, you can see the angles on here and stuff like that. For those who can't see the video podcast, I also have photos on Instagram for those who want to look at it carefully. Had curvatures. I ended up taking that right out, and this was done at, I want to say, about 15%. It had nice rigidity, but as you guys see, it would not form well with all the curvatures, and stuff like that. It looked pretty, but it wasn't going to work well for the cane, and it didn't have the layer height that I was looking for, because it needs, just like I said, when you curve something like this material around something, it doesn't have the height and squish that I was looking for. But, this could easily be used as a coffee coaster or something like that, so that's no problem there. Easily done. Then I said, you know what, shit, I'll try again, but let me go at 100% infill. And this is 100% infill with Ninja, and that's fucking amazing. You can punch it, and it just feels good. The problem here is when I put it over, I didn't like how it felt on the top, because it didn't finish, like I said, with the curves, it didn't really just finish well. Plus, I had to drop the print speed down on the CR10 to about 70%, because Ninja doesn't like to print fast. Chia does, but it's better to print a little slower than usual, which gives you better quality results. Make sure the extruder's heating it well as it should be. And I honestly use no cooling fan, guys. So if you're printing with Ninja or TPU or TP, the fan's not really needed that much. But as you guys can see here, it got like a lot of tearing and stuff like that. So I knew that this wasn't going to be the case. And this was printed with what they call wiggle. On Simplified 3D Wiggle, it's pretty much, it's going down, but it's zigzagging. It's making zigzags through the print there. Next line. And I said to myself, okay, with this one, I ended up putting, was it honeycomb? Yeah, I think honeycomb. Now this one has wiggle also inside of it, 15%. I forgot which one actually has the honeycomb. I can't remember where the hell I put it. But one I did in honeycomb, and that did not work out well at all. So I was like, okay, this isn't going to form well for the crutch handle at all, the cane handle. So that's a big step. When you guys are printing with, different infills, make sure for the model, or if you're trying to do something flexy, it's going to work well for the contours of, if you're trying to adhere to something, or if you make a shoe or something like that. Just be very aware of what infill you choose, what percentage. It's going to take a while to kind of dig that out, and this one took a while. But anyway, once I got all that stuff dialed in, the filament stopped jamming in a few areas, and I got it to run really smoothly, which I know what the settings should be, and I know what the sizing needed to be for the cane. It came out good. It went on the handle fine. I used Gorilla Glue to get it on there, and it worked out beautifully. She's only been using it for a couple of days, and so far so good, no complaints. I brought it in and said, here you go, here's your new grip, and she just was in love with it. In like in less than 15 seconds, man, she was like already loving it. It felt good. In her words, it was squishy, it was comfortable, just the amount of infill it needed to be. So I'm pretty freaking stoked at that. It's all over our Instagram if you guys want to check it out. And the Barbara 3D Printing, check this, hooked us up, and is getting us in touch with a few people with that. So that was really freaking cool. To do something for her and really come up with an idea. But the cool thing with Instagram, Barb posted us out there, and I kind of tagged a few things. One of her followers got in touch with me personally and was like, "Hey man, like I'm really interested on the finished results. Like I saw that you were working on it. What was the final product? Like, can you tell me about it?" And Barb said, "Hey, can you chime in on it?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I sat in bed and I kind of wrote a little synopsis about it. We ended up shooting the shit for a little second. I told him, how to do it and what my results have kind of brought to. So he's going to be printing one too. I said, it's nothing simple to do. I said, just the problem with making any kind of thing customizable, it's the just testing it. It's going to take a while. Because as you guys see here, I have a lot of fucking, prototypes here, and it's kind of like, what am I going to do with that? But like I said, a few things can be coffee holsters, or just you can stick it on a coffee table and put your cup on it or something like that. So it's not a wasted loss. I mean, it's R&D, it's trial and development. So it is what it is. But it was really cool to get a shout out by somebody who was really intrigued by it. He's curious about the results of it. So I told him everything that he needs to know. I said, hey man, good luck. The only thing I ask for you to do, see your results. I'd like to see what your photos bring, and hope all goes well for you. He goes, yeah man, I'd love to try it, and thank you for the, thanks for the tip, because I have a lot of TPU filament I don't know what to do with. I don't know how to make it practical. So we'll see what the results are for her, but I'm really glad I can help her out, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's get on the next topic. Alright. The CR10 with flexible filament. This is something I kind of wanted to bring up, and to be honest, the CR10s have been phenomenal. I love the minis. The only thing I'm going to be changing with the CR10s is I'm going to make enclosures that like not plexi, like polyurethane plastic, and just make it kind of an enclosure, probably with thermometers. I can measure the heat that's coming out. That way I can do more of keep the ABS or PLA, whatever it is, kind of just nice and warm and comfortable, so it doesn't warp or anything like that. Not that I have any problems. The one thing that I'm super stoked about, they print really freaking well. It's got a 0.4 nozzle, and the price, like I said, the pricing was not bad at all. Excuse me, God. Pricing was really good. I ended up getting both printers for about almost, I think it was $2.99 or $2.98 a piece from GearBest, and GearBest really did take care of me. And we had some issues with GearBest. Now that I know how GearBest works and how I should ship with them, I know better to choose DHL shipping instead of the US kind of crap. So if you're using GearBest, make sure to use if you're running a business like I am. Make sure to use DHL and get a tracking number and all that shit, because the tracking number is extra. It's like, oh, you might want to put insurance on this, get a tracking number. So, like I said, they took care of me. The printers came in beautiful condition, as GearBest usually does, from Creality, and I really like the Creality CR10s. The fucked up part is everybody is duplicating the CR10. Like, they're duplicating it. I think it's like, okay, let's duplicate. I don't see anybody duplicating the Robo, R1. I don't see anybody duplicating the XYZ printer, but I'm not going to talk about XYZ because I'm totally fucking done with them. But everybody's duplicating. Even M3D has been duplicating. I was on Facebook today and I spotted, oh, I'm like, oh my god, looks like the CR10S, I was like, wow, why is everybody duplicating this fucking printer? I guess everybody's trying to get on the same page. It's like, okay, people want bigger print volume, and they want bigger height, stuff like that. They want to be able to, like home creators want to be able to do bigger prints. Yes, that is obvious, but a lot of us do prototyping parts for either our cosplay or actually our business. We would love to have a farm of printers to do our prototyping, so we could take the model over and to bring it to real world to see what it looks like, and see what the flaws are and shit like that. But they need to stop fucking duplicating the CR10 lookalikes, the clones, everybody is trying to steal everybody. That's like, and it's not a bad thing on Creality's part of not fucking, patenting that look. They can't, obviously. They can't say, oh, well, but you can realize a few predators are like, yeah, it looks like a... Sorry, I've been up since fucking 4 o'clock. Everybody's trying to do this lookalike contest and trying to make, to get on that market bench. And it's weird. It's fucking strange. I'm just like, why? What the hell? Tech news. Okay. So tech news of the week. So I want to say 2-3 weeks ago, I've been on a huge tech enthusiasm. I got the Zoom H4n1 all hooked up properly. I've got the new microphone recording. I've got all the new stuff. But the biggest thing I wanted to do was find a better way to edit my videos. Find a better way to do content for you guys, stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I want to look into a Mac. And I called up my buddy Mike Pernesco, who you guys knew, who built the Open Mind logo. He is the creator of that. And I said, hey man, like, what are your thoughts? I know he owns a MacBook and stuff like that. He loves his MacBook. He's got a late 2011, late 2012, I think he's got. He loves the shit out of it. It's got the touch bar and all that stuff like that. And I said, hey man, I'm looking to get one, And he goes, really? So I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a new, just one for editing and the podcasting and stuff like that. Here's where I fucked up on a lot of things. I literally... And I'm not bad with the choice I have now. You guys probably see it right behind me. I have a MacBook now, 09, and I upgraded the RAM already to a 16 gigabytes of RAM, the max it can handle. And I'm probably going to do the hard drive with an SSD pretty soon. But other than that, it runs really, really fucking well, and I got it for a good price off Amazon. But here's my story about the tech news. So I ended up looking around for a iMac. And I'm like, I'd really like to get an iMac. I'd like to, update some stuff. Was going to get a 2009. Sorry, guys. Oh my god. 2009 or something like that. I was going to get like a 2011 or 2000 iMac. And they were like 20 inches and stuff like that. It'd come with a keyboard, stuff like that. And I shot them around through Facebook. And I was like, I want to know if anybody wants to trade for one. Da, da, da. iMacs, people don't want to give away their iMacs for no price. They're like, I want $500. I want $1,000. You're like, God damn, dude. They're not fucking gold anymore, It's like, and the one that they're trying to sell on Facebook had fucking dings, dents, keys missing, and people were acting like, oh no, it's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and fix it. It's like, yeah, go to Apple and fucking spend, a good $600-700. On Apple Care, and they're like, hey, here's a new keyboard, here's a new logic board, yada yada yada. So I ended up going through a company called was it Best Solutions, or I can't even remember the goddamn name. I don't even want to really say the name to piss them off. But went to the site. I found an iMac. I think it was like 175, 20-inch, 500 gigabyte hard drive. CD-ROM drive, all that shit, keyboard, everything like that, magic mouse, all that horse shit. So I'm like, alright, cool, man, that's a good price, and that's pretty good. I already found one on Amazon for about, I think it was like 300 or something. It was really good. Same thing, about 500 hard drive, a little bit bigger monitor, stuff like that. And I was really excited, man. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll find a computer where I can do better podcasting, and it's got a wire so I can use the Zoom with it, and stuff like that, which is what I need. A couple of days later, I'm like, you know what? I got a hold of the seller on Amazon, and he was about to ship it. He's like, anything? And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to move. I don't know if it's going to fit the desk or something like that, which I really didn't know. So I ended up finding one for a bit cheaper through the site, through the marketplace. Don't do it. Just fucking don't do it, because people are running their home businesses from there, and all of a sudden I had to go through PayPal, which was no problem. I use PayPal for my business, and it was like completely legit. The payment went through and everything. However, it took forever to get comment back, because all of a sudden, like a day later, it's like, okay, your package is shipped. So I check the parcel, and it was free shipping. So I'm like, okay, cool. Check it, and I'm like, waiting. Yeah, UPS, USPS still hasn't got your package yet. We'll let you know when it updates. A couple of days go by. I'm a nice guy. I let things kind of slide. And I'm like, okay, maybe, it takes a while for computers to update, because I've had that too, where something didn't update for like 2 days, but it was a computer, not a computer error. There was just things going on, the package came perfectly fine, no problems. So I waited. I was like, I'm gonna give it a couple more days. Let's see what happens. Nothing, no word. So I wrote an email to the site. I was like, hey, just curious. I see my package is shipped. USPS, United States Postal Service said, hey, it's on the seller. Be warned. I'm like, okay, cool. So I wrote him an email like, hey, just like to get an update, please, if possible. No response. Again, I emailed again. Hey, I'd like to get an email. I'd like to get an update on that. Again, no response. So a red flag hit me a couple of days before, after I was doing all this and, waiting. I'm at work waiting to see if it's been updated and checking. I'm like, it's nice to get the dang, the Mac, the iMac today. Check it again. I said, something's not right. Maybe I should go call the bank and I should, have the payment, watch and stuff like that. So I call the bank and I'm like, hey guys, something's not right, And my bank was really cool about it. They're like, okay, what seems to be a problem? Have you bought from this? Have they contacted you? Have they said has it been delivered? I said, no, nothing's been delivered. And I've been waiting more than fucking 5 days. I said, this should have been here a couple of days ago. If it's been shipped out by now, it shouldn't take that long from where the seller was. Not even with snail mail, man. It should have been overnighted or whatever it should have been. Because it said that it should have been. And I'm sitting here waiting. So I called the number down. This is what fucking really red flags. I called the number of the office that this person runs. Hi, this is so and so at so and so thing, and please email me and I'll get back to you as soon as that's the best way to get a hold of us. I'm like, oh Jesus, and it goes, if you'd like to leave a message, you can leave it at the beep. I'm sorry, the mailbox is full. I went, the fucking mailbox is full. What else is new? I'm like, you're not getting back to my emails. You're not getting back to my direct emails. To your emails, your email web address. That's not good. So I told the bank, I'm like, hey, let's just, let's put this under fraud monitoring. Let's just cancel the payment. Like, have you got anything? I'm like, no. So they ended up giving me the money back, stuff like that. So the minute I emailed them again, they got back to me in fucking 2 seconds. They're like, oh my god, yeah, we're shipping it out today. Da-da-da. I said, what? I was like, what? Just cancel the order. Just don't even ship it because the bank's already taken care of my money. I said, this is ridiculous. You said you shipped it out like almost a week ago, and I haven't seen any updates with USPS. I said, that's not how you run it. You don't say you shipped something, and it's not really there. It's sitting at your desk. I said, oh no, it's still sitting at our desk, and waiting to get it to you. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable. So, back to the Mac shopping. So I said, fuck it, man. I'm going to go through Amazon. I'm going to do some searching. And I went around. I said, okay, so it's 2018. It's the year 2018. So I'm just like, okay, what computers can handle up to today's standards? So I went online. Somebody went on YouTube for a little bit. Did some searching, because Steve will do a lot of good videos on performance reviews on their Macs, stuff like that. Now, I can understand why people are going with Macs, because they really do hold up for times past. The parts are pretty good, really fucking durable. But from what I learned is it's like, hey man, these will fucking last. It's not as fast as today's newer Macs, but it's going to get the job done. Which it already has. I've already seen improvement in my work and stuff like that. And this thing is with 16 gigs of RAM, no fucking problems, no problems, at all. But what it is, I went on and I found a couple of YouTube videos, and it was like 2009, late 2009, MacBook Pro. Because this one I ended up scoring for about, want to say about 298. 298? Was it 298? About 298 for a MacBook Pro. Used, mind you, but my only gripe with getting it used from them was I was already going to break the warranty that they had on it, because they stuck a little sticker over the thing screw, but I was already going to break that. Really, really good condition. No really noticeable shit. There's a nice little dent in the back, but that didn't bother me. A couple scratches on the bottom, that didn't bother me. But when I popped open the bottom, you could just tell it was sitting in a rug or somebody's garage for a little bit because it was so dusty, not cleaned out. I just pop open the bottom and really just, give that undercarriage of the battery was a really nice cleaning and vacuuming. Sucked out all the old dust so it wouldn't overheat. And so far, everything seems to be running beautifully well. And I've used it quite a bit so far, and it works really, really fucking well. Now, my biggest complaint, like that, I wrote that in a review to Amazon. I wrote that to the seller, and they're like, oh, we're sorry, we didn't know about that. I was like, no worries. That's why I check my shit, because I didn't care if it. They're like, well, you didn't fire it up. You put the RAM in first, yeah, did you? I was like, that's my first assumption. I always check everything before I fire it up, so I don't blow myself up. But other than that, everything works great. I had a few sellers on Facebook that were like, hey, willing to sell me their MacBooks, but they wanted way too much money. They wanted I think like $500-600. All together, I want to say I put about a good $400 into this computer, because the time at the shipping and stuff, I was free shipping with Amazon, so it took like a day. The seller did free shipping, and it was good. They shipped it out immediately, emailed me, and Amazon tracked it immediately, so it was already here. So I was very happy with that. And so far, I'm loving the computer. It runs really, really well. I mean, it's a late 2009, which is great. But I found out through a lot of the pages from Apple and a lot of the YouTube videos that these are sought after. And I'm like, why are they that much sought after? The reason why is because they have the most ports. People are just keeping them because they just run like a tank. And the best part is, it's like they have all these plugs for your SD cards, for your lightning cables, stuff like that. And the magnetic charger, which everybody is like, oh my god, I missed that. And Mike himself, and I told Mike, I was like, hey, look what I bought. What are your thoughts? Can it run Final Cut? And he was like, and he was a little concerned that it might not be able to run Final Cut. But come to find out, it does run Final Cut. People have been running Final Cut on it. Pro X, fine, no problems. It takes a little bit to render, but that's standard even on the newer Macs. It takes a fucking bit to render. But yeah, nobody can really complain. Everybody's pretty much updated to the SSD because it runs a bit more faster. But other than that, being a PC user myself for like my hard work for the CAD software, I don't see much crazy difference. I'm just loving the intuitiveness to do my editing and the podcasting and Skyping from it, and it works really well. But I'm very, very stoked with it. Like I said, if you're gonna buy something used like a computer and stuff like that, just just make sure you're just checking all this stuff before you buy it and cleaning it out. Because I'm glad I did, because I was like, if I fired it up now, there was some pretty nice dust bunnies in that motherfucker that I had to like literally suck out. So glad to know everything's cleaned. It's been all wiped down and runs beautifully well. Runs really nice, quiet. Fan runs great. It does get a little bit loud during some hard processing seconds, but other than that, it runs quiet. But yeah, not pissed off with it at all. I'm really happy with the buy. I just, like I said, doing that whole thing with the, trying to get an iMac and going down that fucking rabbit hole of like, hey, is this gonna work for 2018? Is this the right buy? Is this the right this? Is this the right that? I won't ever shop on Facebook again, especially a Facebook business, unless it's been verified or stuff like that. Like our company is now verified on Facebook, so you guys can find us a little bit easier. We have been verified, so I learned my lesson just to be very careful and shop on Amazon, because Amazon has a lot of trust. They have trust with their sellers and stuff like that, and Amazon will back your ass up, because they've done it to me too. But other than that, I'm very happy with the MacBook. Happy with what I paid for it. I might be getting another one soon if I have a few bucks laying around. But it was something that I really am really loving. And I'm glad I made the purchase and stuff like that. But that's been pretty much the week. I also want to talk about some video game news if you guys don't mind. So the games I did getting, of course, Far Cry 5, which I'm freaking loving the co-op and the story. Ubisoft has really, really outdone themselves in the game. It's really enjoyable. And everybody who's like, I don't know if I want Far Cry 5, fucking just get it. If it goes on sale, even better for you. But it's not a game where you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be so excited to play it, and it's so much fun playing with a buddy. That way you both can enjoy it. The problem with it, though, there is a co-op feature. If you guys launch it at the same time, it should be able to save both your progresses together. Now, if I'm a little bit ahead of you and, you're a little bit behind, it's not gonna really like save the thing together. I think it's just a glitch. I know something does pop up when you launch in the co-op game. It's like it's gonna auto save the co-op thing. You're like, okay, cool, yeah. So it doesn't really do that for some fucking reason. When I first started it, it did. When I went back into my own game, it was like, hey, do you want to start off where you guys were in co-op? And I'm like, no thanks. I'll just keep on my own game. So I've been playing with Pernesco, and we've had a blast playing it. And he really isn't a big Far Cry fan, but he's loving the shit out of it. He never thought. He was like, I really didn't know what Far Cry was. Didn't really, we played a lot of games together, but he really didn't understand the thing about Far Cry. Now, the story is really good, but there's a lot of protagonist things, and the villainies are good story-wise, but there's not a lot of, like, oh my god, urgency, no one really gives a shit. But it's a fun fucking story. The characters are good. The bosses are crazier than what you would think, in some areas. Really, really just, well, Ubisoft has really just said, you know what, fuck the tower system, fuck this, fuck the normal, and let's give you guys something that you've been needing, you've been wanting, stuff like that. And it's really, it helps a lot. Coming from Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4, I didn't play Primeval and stuff like that, but man, this game really hit me in a place where I was just super fucking stoked. I mean, I do play Fortnite, but I'm not a Fortnite-like-aholic. I like an online game. It's going to be fun. The story's going to be fun. I just want to play it and do some... But it's got so many different variations of things to do. Driving, racing, fishing. You can actually fish and hunt like you could in the other games. Weapon customization. But the character development is really fun. If I was you, I'd probably get a little bit lower price, but I don't feel like my $60 was wasted one fucking bit. I'm not even done with the game. I never usually platinum games, but this is a game I really want to platinum and have fun with it because I'm having a lot of ball with it. And also, another game that I've been kind of keeping my eye out for, which I ended up buying also with the deal, which I thought was a really good deal. I thought it was going to be like a $60 deal, but it wasn't. It was about a $40 deal. It's a game called A Way Out. A Way Out is a co-op only game. And that, for everybody else, is fucking strange. That game really puts you guys into a narrative, a story, development of, trusting your gaming partner, your co-op buddy, because both characters depend on each other to do certain actions. One guy's more of an asshole, the other guy's more of, tolerant. He'll say certain actions to get certain things. And it was really fucking cool to see some of this stuff. Now, haven't beat it yet. I'm playing with a game partner right now. And the cool thing with the No Way Out is only one person really needs the game. The game does give you a key so the other person can download a copy and play it on their end. Or if you have PS4, you guys can do share play. And share play, it works really well. I've been playing with, that's how me and one friend are playing it right now. And we're really loving the story. We're giggling, laughing, having a great time. It's a little bit weird in some areas, but they really thought the game out. It's a really new take on a video game. Really, really, really recommend giving it a shot. Highly, highly recommend giving it, trying it out, because it's a game that I would have thought. Like, at first I thought it was a fucking joke a year ago when I saw the clipboard. Here's a game called Way Out. You're in prison, and both these guys are this, and they both have part of the story. But how do you want to play the story? Do you want to do it his way, or do you want to do it your way? And you guys want to kind of collaborate and do your shit. And the game is really fucking fun in some areas. It definitely for the price tag. They really thought the price out well. It's only about a $40 game, and it's definitely been worth the money in my opinion. I'm not done with it just yet, but because we're trying to get our timing, set up to where we both can play at the same time, because we both play at different hours. So it's like, hey, I'm sleeping, I'm going to work or whatever. But just make sure when you play a Way Out, you just got somebody dedicated to play with you. I think it's about a 6-hour experience altogether. But we've been playing, some tense moments in the game where both of you need to be in tandem sync to not fuck up the situation or story. There's a part, and I will describe it, that both you guys are finally trying to get out of prison, but one person has to watch for the guard coming your way, because the guards are like doing night watch, and you're like, oh shit, And keep going, and you gotta keep tapping X, to undo the fucking bolts on the toilet and break the seal. You gotta turn the stick, your stick, and then you gotta watch out for their second. They gotta fucking do the same thing you just did, but the guards are coming around telling you to go to sleep and shit. It was the best fucked up time I've ever had thus far. We're a bit farther in the game. We have still a bit more to go. The story, like I said, is really well done. The character actors are really, really good. But I think you guys should really give it a try. I'll probably be doing some live streaming of it, but since I'm doing a lot of share playing, it's hard to do the share play and then live stream at the same time. But I'll probably be playing it again with a friend of mine, probably Michael Pernosco again. I still haven't beat it, so me and her are still waiting to get some game time together and just sit down and finish it up. But we hope to have it done pretty soon, and I just fucking love it, man. It's a fucking great game, and alright. Was that it for the gaming talks? Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's pretty much what's going on. I've been 3D printing my butt off, and the move's coming up very soon next month, so I'm going to try to get to enough podcasts. I've been trying to get a few things on. I would like to talk to my friend Ben, and me and Marie still need to get on part 2 of No Fate. So it's been a little bit of me working. Work's been really, really crazy, and just doing the website and stuff by myself, and good news, we have, I got an email about 3 weeks ago, from my lawyer, Jeffrey Strawman, who you guys do know. I keep promoting his work because he's a very decent attorney for those looking to get trademarked or, copyrighted and stuff like that. Just a really decent, honest-to-goodness attorney who I found on Thumbtack, who used to live in the Orlando area, but now lives in Colorado and practices law. He got a hold of me and he said, "Hey man, here's here's an email. You might want to open it up." So I checked it out, and he goes, "The USPTO has looked through our trademark and they have accepted it, and the examiner looked at it. Everything looks good. So they told us, they sent me the paperwork and the code numbers and all that stuff like that. So we still have a few more days until people can file any grievances against the name. They told me what class we're in, stuff like that. So people can file a grievance saying, hey, I already own this name. He doesn't have a right to use it. So far, it was a clean trademark when we went in, because we checked it before he submitted. He was like, no, I have a better search engine than you did. And I already did, to be honest, I already did all the legwork for Jeffrey Strawman. I already did all the, name search and stuff like that through all the stuff. And everything looks good. So it's really nice to have that name. The gentleman has been using the name, excuse me, looks like he ceased and stopped. He hasn't posted anything since September. So, and this happened. When did this happen? When did I find this problem? Probably a while back. I can't even remember the exact date. But it looks like he stopped. He hasn't been using his Facebook or Instagram or anything like that for quite a while, for like 8-9 months now. So it looks like he stopped doing his bullshit. Because honestly, he needs to stop using the name. But now that we're checked on Facebook, I finally got the acceptance check mark, the saying that we're valid, we're a valid company, stuff like that. So we're an honest to goodness, valid company. So we're on there. Check us on Facebook if you want. That would be nice. Maybe have some more followers and then, get some open-minded conversations going. Yeah, he ended up getting the thing from Jeffrey, and everything looks good. We have, a few more days, and then they'll send us out a certificate when the time is right. We have like 9. It's 30 days of clearance with the, we're in the Gazette. They call it the Trademark Gazette. I have all the official paperwork for that, and then I think it's 9 days, and then after that, they submit an actual registered certification letter stating that you're now in the USPTO registered as blah 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 for this type of trademark, and you're good to go for I don't know how long, because I'm new to all this, but I am grateful to a great attorney who has been fucking more than amazing. He's helped me understand a lot more. Highly recommend the services. Jeffrey Strawman at Strawman Law. So definitely check him out. Links will be down below. I'm not trying to, be a fucking promoter here, but if you're really looking for a good attorney, guys, and you're trying to start a business, or you're trying to just protect your brand or your shit, do it, man. And to be honest, he was a great attorney. It's fucked up because when I wanted to do the trademark thing, I found this guy and I was losing my fucking mind because I was going through Google Analytics, and Google Analytics was like, hey, you're not the only open mind. I'm like, there's no fucking way. And this guy isn't open-minded. He claims he's open-minded industries, but he's open-minded. His web domain is Open Minds Inc. Now, I wouldn't have gave two shits if it was Open Minds Inc. If he's called, hey, I'm Open Minds Inc. Incorporated. I would have gave two shits. but you're not industries. Just stay the fuck away from the industries, man. Well, I'm open mind. Quotation mark, quotation mark, quotation mark. Don't, no. No, you're not. And it's funny because he started after, and I've been doing open mind since fucking 2015, and I checked all the trademarks, and everything kept showing up clean, clean, clean. Nobody was fucking touching the name. So, and it's still, I went on the domains, no one's still touching them, which legally now you can't fucking touch it because I own it. I own everything, so even if you wanted to, and you can't step in my yard, and that's what trademark. It's like, what did trademark do? Well, trademark protects your brand. So if somebody says, hey, I can't distinguish Ali's company, Open Mind Industries, from Open Mind Blood Company, the minute we find out that you're fucking with us, we can literally go and cease and desist. If you don't cease and desist, we can take some of your assets or fucking, ask you to take it down with legal force. So, which I have had. I had a friend who had a business name, because I found out through he was talking to me about his shit, that he used to run an alarm company, and apparently he was an alarm company name that was being used for a while. And he ended up getting a cease and desist letter, and he kind of ignored it. He thought it was like, bullshit, I'm running a kind of a mom and pop alarm company. The next thing I know, he got a fucking summons to court, and they wanted to sue him for over $6,000 for, fraudulizing the name and this and that and the other thing, because he kept claiming blah, blah, blah. So it's like he was technically stepping on an alarm company, a real alarm company's name, but using the name of the alarm company without, so they were like, we gave you a fucking warning, you owe us $6,000, which he ended up having to actually pay the $6,000 plus court fees, which I was like, oh shit. He could have got taken for a lot more, but he should have known better. And so that's what a trademark does. It protects your brand and stops those who are trying to imitate your company or trying to imitate your products and services. So it's good to have the name trademarked, and it's good, nice to have it done. And Mike's going to be changing up the lettering of the name so we can make it look a little more cleaner. So it can go on t-shirts and hats, shit like that, and posters and coasters and all that good stuff. But I guess that's about it. I mean, I'm going to be on soon. Hopefully, I have to have him. Hope I don't have Marie, so I'm going to get a hold of my buddy. And I also want to have on somebody kind of special. I'm trying to get a hold of him. He's been a really cool dude. I ended up meeting with a friend on Facebook, and she's donated to our GoFundMe way back when. And she said, hey, man, you got to check out this company called Form 5 Prosthetics. And so I did. She's like, you really need to look at this guy. So I did. I've been taking a gander, and we've actually started shooting shit very nicely to each other. Very nice dude. He runs his own prosthetic company. He's a CEO and stuff like that of it. And what he does, he has partial arm, and he's 3D printed a prosthetic for himself. But it's a non-profit company, so I'm going to give a shout out to 4 and 5 Prosthetics. Check them out. Link will be down in the below if you'd like to donate to their charity. It's a full non-profit. I hope to get in touch with him pretty soon on Instagram. We've been chatting a little bit about 3D recycling and stuff, because that's what he does. He recycles plastic to make the prosthetics, and they're looking for a little bit more funding just for the recyclers and stuff like that. But he donates his time to those in need who need prosthetics, or those just need a new hand. It's a really cool foundation. He gave me a shout out through our page, and I gave him a shout out, and he said, "Hey man, thank you so much for just being supportive and helping us out." I said, "No, but I push things on our page that we love and we find interesting." A couple of my friends said, "Man, you got to get in touch with him." So I'm going to be getting in touch with him. His name is Aaron Westbrook. If you all want to hit him up, I'll put a link down into the Instagram page. If you want to check out our Instagram page, just type in Form 5 Prosthetics Incorporated. Really freaking cool dude. Cool, non-profit. If you all want to donate a few bucks, they'll take anything, because it just helps them out to make more product for those really in need. I really think it's cool. I've never printed a prosthetic before, but I've been wanting to get to the prosthetic kind of area to help some other people out, because it would teach me some things with the CAD modeling and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely looking forward to talking with him. If I can get a I'm pretty sure, I haven't asked him yet, but I'm pretty sure he would love to do it with me, and we'd love to chat about how he got into 3D recycling and what he does. So I hope the podcast wasn't a fucking ramble clusterfuck, but if it was, I do apologize. It's just been a while with work and stuff like that. But I want to wish you guys a happy week, happy printing, happy making, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you guys very soon. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, tuning in as always, and just giving us some love and support. If you want to contribute to our Patreon, feel free. Our links will be on the Open Mind website. You just click on there, and it'll bring you right to it. Or Patreon, the official OMI. You can take any donations. We would love that. Or if you want to use our, links to lift code or whatever, they kick a few bucks back my way. Or Daniel's company or Weast Productions use that, that would be awesome. We'd appreciate that. That would help kickbacks from change our way. I'm going to be doing new Amazon code every time I make a new Amazon code. Nobody uses it. I know it's a bit difficult, but that was completely free, so I'm going to be doing that again shortly. So if you do your Amazon shopping, you guys click on our link. It just directs you to Amazon. You shop as you always would, getting groceries or whatever, and it kicks a few cents back our way. And that's an easy way to support the podcast or the company in general, so we can start doing more pro bono work or whatever I need for some, prototyping parts. But anyway, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. Thank you so much, and thank you for letting me do this, and keep an open mind. Have a great week.